This was Homer's first visit to his mother's grave in over 20 years. However, he discovered that this was not his mother's tombstone at all. What was even more absurd was that behind him, there was a grave with his own name engraved on its tombstone. Homer's legs gave way, and he fell into his own grave.
You awful, awful man! Get out of my son's grave!
Homer had always thought his mother had long passed away, while his mother, holding a newspaper in her hand, also believed Homer was no longer alive. What on earth was going on? The story began with Homer trying to avoid work for the sake of publicity. Mr. Burns deliberately arranged for employees to pick up roadside trash during their break time. He had even prepared the news headline in advance. After the photo was taken, Burns took off his coat in disgust and, before leaving, told everyone not to slack off. Suddenly, Carl noticed that Homer was gone. In the end, Homer was swept into a turbine right in front of everyone.
Smithers, who was that corpse?
But no one knew that the real Homer was hiding behind the bushes, snickering he had spent $600 on a dummy, planning to use this fake death to get out of work. Soon, neighbors who heard the news all came to offer their condolences. Marge was completely confused, yet everyone assumed Marge was just unwilling to accept the reality. Even Selma and Patty brought over a tombstone they had prepared long ago. Marge was furious at this farce. Since the electricity bill was registered under Homer's name, the power to their home was cut off. Marge angrily demanded that Homer fix the mess first thing the next morning. With no other choice, Homer rushed to the Vital Records office early the next day, hoping the staff would bring him back to life. Seeing the staff member's casual, indifferent attitude, Homer felt uneasy and insisted on checking his own file in person.
Who the heck is Margaret Simpson? This thing says my mother's still alive. She died when I was a kid.
Homer was furious. He pointed to an angel statue in the distance and said that was his mother's grave because when he was a child, Abe would point it out to him every time they passed by. But the staff member insisted their information could never be wrong. So Homer decided to go to the tombstone himself to verify. However, when he brushed away the weeds, he found that the owner of the tombstone was actually a famous poet. What was even more outrageous was that behind this tombstone, there was actually another grave prepared for him. Homer's legs buckled, and he fell into it. After 20 years apart, mother and son were finally reunited. Homer couldn't wait to take his mother home and introduce her to the family.
My mother!